Hello, Vermonters. I'd like to discuss the Vermont and national economy with you because those are going to be increasingly important for our future. Before COVID struck, I and others have been doing research on Vermont's economic situation, particularly the underfunding of our pension system, the skyrocketing costs of our schools, and the intractable and increasing expenses in general of government, which continues to grow year after year, whether or not our incomes grow or even shrink, they still grow. This was unsustainable before COVID. COVID has shown us how dramatically underfunded our pension system is, a huge liability of many billions of dollars that puts Vermont in the red before COVID, literally puts us in a negative net worth situation, that one liability, because our government has promised and promised and promised, but not funded those promises. These problems have become more evident after COVID. Now we're told the government is $459 million in the red for this fiscal year alone, and nothing's being done to curtail expenses. Nothing's being done to rein government in or make it more frugal the way the rest of us are already having to be in the face of COVID. So COVID is a gift because it has shown us how vulnerable Vermont's economy is. It's not a gift because it's not done yet. Whatever people think of the illness, the national economy has added approximately 30% to our federal deficit. That is a huge amount of money to be pumping into this economy, and that causes inflation. That inflation is likely to be coming around the corner. With inflation comes increased interest rates. So think about what happens to businesses and even home ownership if interest rates started to spike up to historic levels of 10 or 15%. See, even a rooster knows. Now, meanwhile, if we haven't addressed the $459 million hole in the room, in the middle of our living room, how much worse will it be next year? Because that money represents billions of dollars in lost revenue of Vermont businesses and taxpayers. We're looking at Rome burning, and our legislature is fiddling. They don't have any comprehension of what's going on. We need to tell them. Vermont lost 6.1% of its gross domestic product, its state domestic product, in the first quarter of this year. COVID has shown all of our vulnerabilities, and fiscal conservatives are the ones with the answers. It seems like today nobody understands basic economic principles anymore. I've been stunned at this, particularly in our leaders, in our government. They act as if nothing happened, or they can go on as business as usual. And as the economy continues to deteriorate, as we see the danger of Vermonters being dependent on tourism or out-of-state people that pay taxes, or the federal government to relieve us when we get too far in debt, shame on us. We survived the Great Depression. We are the people that are supposed to be independent, rural, growing our own food, and frugal. And we should be expecting that from our government. That has been the message of this campaign. And this campaign has not been about me. It's been about that message. It's been about the other people who believe and embrace that message. And we will be continuing to attract and draw middle-of-the-road Vermonters, regular old taxpayers, people that have given up on their government and don't vote, to come vote for us. In November and next year and the year after, we will continue to see these problems that we have the answers for, that we're even trying to find answers for, while our leadership are dithering and doing nothing but business as usual. It's a gift for us to see how much our government has failed us, Vermonters. It's time for us to stand up, take back the reins of what is ours. We, the people, are responsible if we, the people, do not take back the institutions that belong to we, the people. That's the constitutionalism that we must re-embrace and reaffirm here in Vermont. Now, in November, next year, year after, forever. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you'll stick by us as we continue to talk about these messages and educate Vermonters about what's really happening in their government. Thanks very much.